Righto, so we've just had a great week finishing the Future Orchards Walk this November. One of the things that we've focused on that's been really big is actually trying to understand how to really maximise the performance that's going on in the blocks. We've had some big variations in weather conditions from where we've been in the past, and had some really good feedback on what that's likely to mean from a crop load, quality management and vigour. So key point for me that I think is really a take home for growers is making sure that when people are looking at blocks, they're starting off with a crop load target that's optimised on their markets, and they're farming their way through to actually maximise their results as they get through into the season.
Yeah, and I think, the other emphasis point we've been, talking about all week is just having a plan in place. So having a crop load plan, having a target fruit size for what you're trying to achieve to maximise that return. Also getting the yields up. How can you improve blocks, and where should you be going first? If you've got small gala, for instance, and you need them to be larger to maximise your profitability, that might be quite a high priority in the orchard. So really ranking out blocks, working out a plan, whether that's the profitability of a block, the priority for hand thinning, or when it's going to be harvested, just having a plan in place. And it might change, but having it there is a great place to start.
Within part of that planning process, people have got to be quite honest, and there is opportunity there to be looking at limitations and saying, some of these blocks that we're looking at, they need to really seriously have a short and long-term future plan on them. We know that we've got limitations as far as labour. Not so much this year, it's water, but water is a limitation some years, so we need to make sure if we've got any of those sort of assets that we need to manage, we need to actually go through and use all those resources as well as we can. So, and that even comes down to making sure that we get it, the financial viability of each block needs to be fully understood.
Yeah, and whilst there's limitations, there's also great opportunities out there. So, today we've been looking at graphs at new blocks throughout the weeks, people restarting blocks to make them more efficient, working out a plan moving forward. If it is not a block that is making money, what can you do? Is it a short-term thing where you might, the best option may be to remove the block and consolidate and work out a plan moving forward? It may be to graft. It may be just to change your crop loading strategy or your fruit sizing strategy, your nutrition plan, your irrigation. But again, it's back to that planning, but opportunities are there. Whilst there are limitations, we identify them and maybe turn them into an opportunity.
Part of that whole process as well is actually making sure that when we are optimising the blocks, it's actually about targeting variability within the blocks. So going through identifying where there's other opportunities to lift the game, see if we can get another 5% by targeting the weaker trees or the canopy that's not there, or the trees that are too heavy, maximising the returns not just for this year but going into the future.
Yeah, and I think just to wrap it up, one of the key parts is, where do you start? That's perfect, but I'm not there. It's not an ideal world. If need be, start with 1 block, start with 10 blocks, whatever it is, make a start. I think that's the key.
Thanks a lot.